Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today I've got another exciting early review and we're going to be deep diving into Oppenheimer on 4K Ultra HD and The Expendables 1 through 4 on 4K Ultra HD. And I can tell you, these are some big releases coming out. Now, I did get these in about a week early for review, so I could dive into all of these and tell you what the results are of these. Now, I can tell you, these are some exciting releases. Oppenheimer has been a massive release this year by Christopher Nolan, and it's one of those films I was very excited to check out. I am a big Christopher Nolan fan. And I can tell you The Expendables is one of those action throwback series that I've always really enjoyed. I've seen films 1 through 3 and have them on 4K, so I was excited to check out part 4 as well. Now today I'm going to be sharing all my testing analysis and reviews on these releases, letting you know what the quality of these truly are. That way you know if on release date, these are something you should buy and add to your collection. Now, if after you get done watching this review and hearing my review scores, you decide you want to buy any of these 4K releases that I'm testing and reviewing in this video, I've put the direct Amazon sale links as a pinned comment in the comment section right below this video. Those are always very important. Those always don't cost you, the viewer, even a penny extra when you click on those links, but they do help to support the creation of these videos just a little bit. So make sure if you're going to buy or add any of these to your collection, always click on those direct Amazon sale links that I posted right down there below. Starting off with Oppenheimer, it's one of those biopic picks by Christopher Nolan that I really do think he stepped in a new direction with it. He did bring in a very beautiful sense for how he created the film. The ideas he used showing lights and space and different spatial elements as he's kind of going into Oppenheimer's mind, I really enjoyed, and I think it shows a different element of a biopic film instead of it just being a more direct approach, which is what I really enjoy about Christopher Nolan's filmography over his career. He has a very visual, stylistic flair to his films that I do really enjoy. Now I can tell you for this 4K release, we get a native 4K 2160p. It does have HDR10 on it, and I can tell you the 4K image has very strong depth and detail in the image. It is a very clean looking image without being into any of those areas where there's DNR or anything applied in any shape or form like that. The details on it are sometimes shocking. How much you can see in their faces and skin and hair and clothing. It really was one of those experiences that surprised me how much detail is really present on the 4K image, because I've noticed on some films recently that there have been some studios, if you know what I'm referencing, that have used DNR and applied the program Neat and have removed a lot of depth and detail in their images. Thankfully, Christopher Nolan, who oversaw this directly, made sure that they did not do any of that to the physical release on 4K Ultra HD. Now I can tell you, and I'm going to answer this right off the bat, I know a lot of people have asked me why doesn't he do Dolby Atmos, because on this we get an English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mix. And before I dive into the quality of the mix, I will answer that question. Christopher Nolan himself requested they not do Dolby Atmos for it. That is his personal request. So for that reason, there is no Dolby Atmos mix present on any 4K release anywhere worldwide, including any Blu-ray release, because that is what Christopher Nolan, as the director, intended it to sound like. He does not want Dolby Atmos used on it. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, for the DTS HD 5.1 mix, I can tell you it is one of the strongest, clearest, and best sounding DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mixes that I've ever had the pleasure of listening to and reviewing. I can tell you, it is extremely impressive. It has amazing LFE. And along with the bass, it will blow you and your neighbor's windows off. I am telling you, there are so many things that will rattle your walls, your ceiling, your floor, your windows. You will be amazed at how strong of a DTS audio mix is on this. As I said, I would have preferred myself to have Dolby Atmos. I am a massive Dolby Atmos fan. If done correctly, they can be amazing, immersive experiences on films. I would have preferred it to have that, but putting that aside, this is the way the director intended it. He wanted the DTS HD Master Audio mix, not a Dolby Atmos. So with that, I understand that. I put my own preference of Dolby Atmos aside because this is the way he wanted it, this is the way he intended it, and this is the way it's released on purpose. The DTS HD Master Audio mix on this is incredibly impressive. I honestly think, like I said, it is one of the best DTS I have ever heard. Now, touching on the image, I did want to mention that there is 0 image fluctuations or instabilities, no digital banding, blocking whatsoever. The image presentation that is on this 4K release is pristine. You will not have any issues from beginning to end. This film has one of those transfers that the film itself looks absolutely beautiful. Now, show what you get in this. You do get this slipcover on it. It says Oppenheimer on it, a film by Christopher Nolan. On the side here, it says Oppenheimer on it. Then on the back, it talks about it. You get special features. It is a 3-disc set. First disc is your 4K, which is your movie. Second disc is your Blu-ray, which is your movie as well, but on Blu-ray. Third disc is your Blu-ray special features, all dedicated to its own separate disc. That is on purpose to give the film plenty of room to breathe on the 4K Ultra HD disc that's 100% region free. You also get your digital movie code for Movies Anywhere that if you do want to redeem that. But I can tell you the digital movie code does not compare at all image quality or sound quality. The digital version is lacking almost all of the LFE, and it is present on the 4K Ultra HD disc, but not on the digital version. The digital version was quite a bit poorer looking and sounding than the 4K Ultra HD disc. Now inside here, this is your 4K Ultra HD disc. On your leaflet, this is your Blu-ray disc. If you notice, it's black on the Blu-ray disc, kind of to match the 4K. I don't know what I think about that. I think I would have rather it blue just so it stands out that it's the Blu-ray, but stylistically, that was their choice. And then this is your special features disc. Now, I did dive into the rough average bitrate, and it has an extremely high and strong rough average bitrate of 72 megabits per second. They did a very nice job not compressing the film down, making sure that it had plenty of room to breathe, which is why it has such a nice high and healthy average bitrate, which lends to why the image is so darned impressive on this 4K release. Now, if you want a recommendation of another amazing 4K release you need to check out, you need to check out The Fugitive on 4K Ultra HD. I just recently did the full analysis and review on that. That is another stunning 4K release you need to check out. That review really surprised me, and if you haven't checked that one out yet on this channel, you'll want to go check that out after you get done watching this review. Now, as I was touching on, I love Christopher Nolan's films. My top 3 Christopher Nolan films of all time are Interstellar comes in at number 1, Inception comes in at number 2, and Batman The Dark Knight comes in at number 3. It's very hard for me because I really enjoyed Oppenheimer, and I did enjoy several of his other films, and I had a hard time deciding what my top 3 were. I love Memento, and that one is a really good film. The Prestige is one of those that I really enjoyed as well, and Dunkirk. He's got such a storied career. If you really look at the films he's done, he has done a lot of amazing films over his career. But my personal preference and my number 1 all-time favorite film of his by far is Interstellar. I absolutely love Matthew McConaughey in that. The story, the touching music, everything about that film to me is just perfect. Well, I did really enjoy Oppenheimer. I think it's a great biopic that everybody needs to see and experience. Getting to my review score for this 4K Ultra HD release. This gets an outstanding and beautiful 9.6. It is a must-buy. You need to buy, add to your collection, and experience. Christopher Nolan, because he oversaw this physical media release on 4K and Blu-ray, he even said himself, he provided the best he possibly could. Again, remember the DTS HD Master Audio is his personal choice, but the audio mix on it is the best DTS HD Master Audio I've heard of any DTS HD Master Audio I've heard yet. It was really that impressive. I liked it. And I loved the image. 9.6 is an outstanding review score. This is one of those 4K releases that you need to buy, add to your collection, enjoy and experience, because honestly, I love how they had all of the different elements, having the IMAX scenes incorporated as well. Honestly, the way this film was done is so enjoyable. I had a hard time not making it into my top 3, but I think it's because I've seen those films more, that the more you watch Christopher Nolan's films, the more you find things and elements you like in them. I find his stories to be one of those you can't watch it one time. You have to experience it multiple times, and you find more and more things to enjoy out of his films. this is one of those. It is a deep and psychological look into the mind of Oppenheimer, and I can tell you, this is one of those that is really a well done biopic that is just so enjoyable to watch. I loved the film, and I do think this 4K is one of those that is outstanding. If you have a professionally calibrated and correctly calibrated 4K display, you will enjoy this experience and be blown away at the image quality and the sound quality. How amazing of a job they did on this 4K release. This is an absolutely amazing time to be physical media fans. We are getting amazing 4K releases. As I referenced before, you need to check out The Fugitive. If you haven't done that yet, that is another one that is coming out here that is absolutely amazing. I tested and reviewed. You need to see that review. It is another one of those that is just wow experience. Great job. Loved this 4K release. Let me know in the comment section below. Have you seen the film already? Are you excited for this 4K release now that you've heard my review score? If you do decide you're going to buy this and add this to your collection, make sure to use that Amazon sale link I posted right down there below. That's always very important to the creation of these videos. Never costs you even a penny extra, so make sure to click on those links right down there below. Next up, we've got The Expendables 4 and The Expendables 1 through 4, and this is the limited edition steelbook. This is the standard set. But I can tell you I'm a big fan of the Expendables franchise. I've really enjoyed movies 1 through 3. I do like how they harken back to the 80s and 90s action movies and big extravaganza, set pieces, explosions, shooting, and one-liners, if you know what I mean. Every one of these films has a ton of one-liners in them. But they're enjoyable, and yeah, sometimes slightly cheesy, but I still enjoy it for that sense because it does kind of draw me back to the 90s and 80s when action films weren't always taken so seriously. Now, for the upcoming Expendables 4, I can tell you it's a native 4K, and it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10 on it. And the 4K image is nicely detailed in scenes that are not CGI or green screen. I do feel like the Expendables 4 relied too heavily on green screen CGI effects. That is where I feel like as far as the franchise goes, this film is the weakest in the franchise. I do enjoy films 1 through 3 a whole lot more. I do think those are the stronger versions of the franchise, with Expendables 4 being the weakest of the franchise film-wise. And I think it mostly goes into the sense of they were trying to focus too much on bigger set pieces without really being big set pieces because they used green screens a lot of the time and CGI and things like that, that I really felt like was relied on way too heavily. Now, I can tell you the image though, a lot of the details and depth in their faces, it's a very nice presentation when it's not any of those. And that's where I can tell you the image will surprise you at how much depth and detail is present on hair, clothing, faces, things like that. That honestly, I wish they just wouldn't have done the green screen CGI because I think it would have lended to a much more realistic looking film than what it ends up looking like. Now, for these releases, I can tell you they have an English Dolby Atmos audio mix. It is very strong and has some very strong LFE. And let me tell you, you can feel the thump, pound, and thud of every single gunshot and every single explosion. And that is where I feel like the Dolby Atmos mix for this film series is very enjoyable and very surprising because for the guns, you really feel like you're holding one and it's thumping you in the chest. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, honestly, they do a great job with the Dolby Atmos mix on these, and the implementation is very immersive. You can feel and hear things all around you. And when I say feel, you really can. Helicopters, boop, 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 boop. You can feel that going overhead and thudding, and the really just overall great use of the overheads and around, behinds. Overall, the Dolby Atmos mix on these is extremely enjoyable. Now, to show you what you get in the Steelbook, this is the limited edition Steelbook set. I can tell you I love how Lionsgate does their Steelbook sets. This one says The Expendables 1 through 4. It is the complete quadrilogy of all 4 films in this box set. Now, I can tell you the slipcover on this is pretty darn cool. It's a cigar, Barney's character, how he has the cigar. That's actually this, and then when you take it off, it's actually a machine gun with the bullets coming out of the mouth of actually the Expendables mascot, basically. And I do really like that. Barney's hat on, obviously, is really cool. I think the Steelbook is gorgeous. It's nice and shiny. On the side here, it does say Expendables, both on the Steelbook and actually on the slipcover as well. And then when you get to the back, this is the steelbook artwork, and this is actually the back of the slipcover. Back of the slipcover talks about how it includes all 4 of the films in it. Obviously, it does include all of your special features listed in it because it does come with separate Blu-rays I'll show you here in a second. And you do get a digital movies copy code included in this as well. Now, when you get inside here, you do get all of your 4K discs, and they're all stacked on one spindle, all of your Blu-ray discs. So you do get an option whether you want to watch it on Blu-ray or 4K, though I can tell you the 4Ks are where it's at. That native 4K image is the best looking of these films in comparison to the Blu-rays. This is the way that I enjoyed watching them. That Dolby Atmos mix is incredibly enjoyable as well. Now, getting into the rough average bitrate, I dived in and tested the Expendables 4's rough average bitrate. I can tell you, it has a shockingly high, healthy, and strong 84 megabits per second. Very good job, Lionsgate. They didn't overcompress it at all. Again, the only issues I have are because it's the weakest of the film series, and because they relied too heavy on the green screen, you do notice softer images in the green screen CGI'd effects because they are just a lower quality. Then obviously when they natively filmed it and the actors' faces, you can see so much detail in their clothes and things. And then you get to the CGI backgrounds and things like that that just do not look nearly as good as the actual actors themselves. That's my downside for it. I wish they wouldn't have relied on that, would have filmed on more practical and physical sets that were actually real instead of actually relying on those green screens. I just really have an issue when movies rely too heavily on it because if not done correctly, they can look cheap or they can kind of look, like I said, softer image, which is what you'll notice throughout this. There is times that it is a softer image, which is not done with the transfer. That's because of how originally they made it, as I said, with those CGI effects. Now, if you want a recommendation of a really great action and Christmas classic, you'll want to check out Violent Night on 4K Ultra HD. I recently did an advanced exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison. The Dolby Atmos mix on that is amazing, and the image quality on that is a stunner as well. If you have not checked out that 4K release, that needs to be on your holiday Christmas classics collection that you watch every year. It's a really great action classic. This is one of those though that Expendables 4 is not my favorite of the franchise. It does expand things and then you enjoy elements of the story. I do think Jason Statham is who carries the movie, and I do enjoy his character throughout it. The least enjoyable character in this film by far was Megan Fox. I did not like her at all. And let me tell you, I think she just honestly just was horrible in it, but that's maybe just me. Maybe you like that she's pretty, but to me that can't carry a movie, just somebody being good looking. So to me, she was the weakest part of the movie. Otherwise, it's a new addition to the Expendables franchise with a great Dolby Atmos audio mix. Getting to my review score. For Expendables 4 on 4K Ultra HD, this gets an enjoyable 8.9. It's one of those that if you enjoy the Expendables franchise, you'll want to get this one to add to your collection. So you can see how they expanded the story and the choices they made and determine for yourself how much you enjoy this one compared to the other films. Now, my favorite ones are 1 through 3. This is the one that I absolutely love because it has all of the films in it, and I do think the Steelbook collection is pretty darned awesome. Now, if you decide you're gonna buy or add any of these to your collection, I put the direct Amazon sale links as a pinned comment in the comment section right below. As always, make sure if you're gonna buy any of these to use those direct Amazon sale links down there below. They never cost you a penny extra, but they do matter to this YouTube channel. It's very important, as I've said, for years to come, for me to continue doing this. I always need all of you, my viewers and subscribers, support. Always use those direct Amazon sale links down there below and join my Collectors VIP Club. As always, that VIP Club only costs you $1 or $2 every month, but it drastically makes a difference in me being able to continue to do this for many years to come. So if you enjoy these videos, you enjoy watching them, and you watch them every week, make sure to support this channel by using those links down there below and joining my Collectors VIP Club. Let me know what of these films you're excited for. Are you a big Expendables fan? Are you excited for Expendables 4 now after you heard my review score? Start that conversation in the comment section down below. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.